Welcome back, Legion. Today I want to talk to you guys about how to stay motivated when you're injured and how to keep your motivation when you're doing your rehab. So the first thing is to find some help. Get some help from a physio. Get a strength and conditioning coach on board. These guys are going to make it so much easier for you to understand what's going on with your body at the time, at the different times, the reasons why you have to do different things. It's really important to get a good team around you. This is good social support. They'll be able to give you an idea of whether you're progressing well and what you can do to move forward and go beyond even your injury. It's really important together that you create a plan. So it's always good to have an understanding of what the end result is going to be and what the end goal is. Obviously, the majority of us in rehab, we're trying to just be uninjured and return to sport and play and competition as quickly as possible. But it's important that you map out a plan to get to that goal in the first place. And if you don't have a plan, then we're not really sure whether you're making progress, and you're not really sure whether you're actually heading towards your goal in the first place. So with your team and your plan in mind, it's really important to set specific injury goals, timelines, and targets. So this is important because what it does, it gives you a bit of a framework to work towards. You'll know that by doing your rehab, doing your exercises, doing the tedious stuff, while doing it and you hit certain targets, your physio will be like, sweet, well, we've achieved this, let's move forward, let's progress. Now, if you don't have those in place, how do you possibly know whether to progress? Time is simply not enough when we're talking about an injury. It's just something that's going to occur. Obviously, time is going to elapse regardless whether you do rehab or not. But the difference being is how you're going to return at the end of the day. Because if you just purely wait on time and wait for that time to heal the injury, the risk of getting injured again is severely greater. Whereas if you've done the work and the rehab, you may never have that injury ever again. And you may have even be a lower risk of any other injury that may reoccur again. It's very possible. We're just trying to reduce the risk as much as we possibly can. So it's important to understand those timelines and those targets, and then we can work towards them. And that's that motivating feature there. If we're working towards something, it's much easier to get the work done. Whether we like it or not, we have this pleasure center that we can create for ourselves. And this pleasure being not being injured anymore, or working towards being less injured and more functional and getting one step closer to returning to something that we really love. I think it's also really important to set goals outside of your injury as well. So this might be something completely different. It might be a nutritional goal, it might be a sleep goal, it might be a stress relief goal, it might be another training goal. So say if you have a lower limb injury, so you've broken your leg or something like that, you might have a bench press goal instead. I think this is really important because there's going to be some tough days with your rehab where the progress really feels slow and you want to be pushing ahead a little bit further. Well, if you've got something else that's kind of hanging on in the background, you can use that. You can use that to at least I'm achieving this. At least I'm gaining strength in another area that's not really involved with my injury. It also kind of takes the focus off a little bit, so you're not getting so consumed and overwhelmed by everything that you might need to do in regards to your rehab. I think it's really, really important to celebrate the small wins as they're coming along. If you've got a really serious injury like an ACL or something like that, just being able to straighten your leg is a massive win, and it's a really important first step. So it's really important every time that those little those targets come up, that we hit them and we celebrate them. And these little pieces of celebration, what we're creating is a bit of pleasure over pain. So it feels much better to achieve a target than it does taking action or the pain of having to go through that rehab to get to that end target. So that's why we go through it. That's why we go through the tough and the dark days, because we know the light is at the end of the tunnel. And if you're not doing that work, if you don't have any of this in place, it's really hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So this is why it's really important. Again, I'll recap. Find support, find help, physio, S&C. Create a plan together. have a specific injury goal and a specific goal outside of your injury. Celebrate the small wins, create the pleasure over the pain. All right, thanks guys. Hopefully that helped. Cheers.